And we begin with that breaking news. It's being called one of the most gruesome, horrific, and complex cases in Tennessee history. Two grisly homicide scenes with a story still unfolding, the brutal murder of 7 people. We now know their names. We are learning new details about the final moments of their lives.
It's chilling. Their accused killer, one of their own family members. This is 25-year-old Michael Cummins here you see on your screen. Investigators say among his victims are his father, mother, uncle, and 4 others, including a 12-year-old. An 8th victim, identified by family members as Cummins' grandmother, remains in critical condition after he reportedly nearly beat her to death. You're looking at video of one of the crime scenes where 6 of the victims were found. It's where News 4's Carly Gordon is live for us this afternoon.
And Carly, a lot to get to. So what have you learned here in the last couple of hours?
Well, 6 of those 7 victims were found brutally murdered inside the home you see behind me. Investigators now believe they were in there for at least a day before anyone ever found them. Next door neighbor Randall Barlow led us on his property so we could see the back door of the home where 6 people were killed. Barlow says he was sitting in his recliner on Saturday when one of the victims' daughter came running up.
She ran up on my front porch and said, "Everybody's dead."
We now know the victims and their relationships to the suspect, Michael Cummins. Investigators believe he killed his mom and dad, his uncle, another woman, her daughter and mother. Neighbors say he beat his grandmother to the point where she's still in the hospital in critical condition. Then investigators say he killed another woman who lives at this house right up the road.
How do you do that? Your mother and your father, your grandma, I don't know. I don't know what goes through somebody's mind like that.
Officials are now calling it one of the most complex scenes they've ever had to investigate. They say it took them a whole day to locate 2 of the bodies because they had to meticulously start at the front door and work their way through the house.
It was simply processing all of that evidence prior to getting back to that area.
The suspect, Michael Cummins, remains in the hospital. He was shot in the leg by one of the officers who found Cummins hiding in the woods. They say as soon as he's released, he'll be charged. Meanwhile, the community is just starting to process what's happened.
We're just trying to find a way to get through it. That's all you can do. I ain't slept since it happened.
The TBI is making counselors available for all of the officers who had to be inside this home. They say it could be a while before the shock sets in. Counselors are also making themselves available for students who attend nearby schools. They say many members of this community have very difficult days of dealing ahead of them. Tracy, Lauren.
Carly Gordon reporting live. As Carly mentioned, as with any tragedy, the local schools are taking extra steps to help kids. Sumner County Schools has placed additional counseling staff at Westmoreland Middle to be available for students and employees.